Well, here we are. It's been a little bit of a hiatus there, Mr. Huff.
Yeah, it has, Mr. Beckton.
I've got all kinds of excuses we could make, but
Yeah, why even go there?
I'll go there.
Yeah. Well, a lot of people have been messaging us saying they wanted the next episode. We get it, This is kind of a busy, obviously, you got holidays and Christmas. Y'all had Thanksgiving, right?
Yep. I got sick as a dog. I thought I was going to die. So, I don't know what it was, but it took quite the hold on me. And as you can probably tell, I sound a little funky still, but
Yeah.
here we are.
Well, a lot of people, I think at work, a lot of people are getting the same thing. They get sick, they get to feeling better, and they get, sick again. So it's going around. I'm trying to stay away.
I think we're good now.
Yeah.
But we have done a lot of things since the last time that we sat down and had a conversation. So
Yeah, for sure. Hey, you guys watching? TimWorks watched Hunter as a joke. We threw it out there, and we did get sponsored by TimWorks for 2026. So that's awesome. I really appreciate that, Taylor. I'm actually in the middle right now. I just got done working on it, trying to get it installed. So shameless plug, the YouTube video will be coming out for that if you have an OBS and want to see how to get that installed. So
yep, that was super cool for Taylor to do for you. I wish I had some parts that I could utilize from Taylor, but unfortunately at this time, there's no parts that can be put on Whiskey D that comes from TimWorks that I can't utilize. Now, he does have some cool stuff. Like, he does make the same stiffener for the 67 to 72, but with how my truck's already done up, it would be an atrocious chop fest to make what he has work. But for any of you guys out there that need a frame stiffener, definitely hit him up.
Yeah, and I mean, right now, we need a tow pig for, the next season. It's something that I have a company truck that I drive all the time, and I'm sure that I could probably use it. Not even going to go there. So we're just going to get our own tow pig. And right now we're kind of thinking about doing an OBS C3500 dually.
Yeah, you should actually tag that in the video. Maybe throw a little sticker of what it looks like.
In this we'll do.
And it's pretty cool. We've always been, I mean, anybody, like, tow pigs are great, right? Everybody loves a cool tow pig. I like my truck, but it's not like of era, and I think it would be the dopest dope to have an OBS dually 4-door pulling an OBS race truck.
Yeah, I had a buddy that was like, man, because it's white. We like a lot of white vehicles, and so it's white. But my buddy was like, dude, if you could find that same paint color on your truck that's got some patina, and I'm like, that would be cool and all that. It would be really cool, but it'd probably get played out a little bit. I don't know. It's cool to have different things. It's not always going to be the OBS Chevy truck, right? It'll be different things. So we like to dibble in a little bit of everything.
And white's always good.
So. And Taylor, I reached out to Taylor because I was interested in his airbag setup. He does a lot of C3500 stuff. So he does the flip kit. He does the airbags. Does an air compressor mount as well that goes in there. So I was interested in that. And the truck that we were looking at, it's already got a Beltec flip kit. So I was like, hey, how hard would it be to put your helper bags in there? Would I need to remove the C-notch? And if I do remove that C-notch, will yours go right in there? And he's like, you don't have to worry about it. The bolt holes, the mounting holes are already ready for that Beltec. So it's just a nice, easy upgrade.
So it's already got helper bags on it?
It apparently does, but I don't know how, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how nice they are. Do they leak? And then Taylor offers, offers the helper bag. So it was just something kind of pre-ADHD planning, if you will.
I think it'd be fun to mess with something. Now, we are hardcore LS. We love that. But, again, like I told you the other day, to throw a old school blower on a big block Chevy to be your tow pig would be so freaking cool.
Well, you don't even have to. I haven't dove that far, but, I mean, they have, whipples that you can throw on there. It's like a side mount whipple to where it's like a bracket and an off engine kind of setup. And it's an older setup. I'm sure you could find them. And then it just kind of pipes that into the intake or whatever. So there's a bunch of stuff, Pro Chargers, and yeah, it would be cool to have, I don't know reliability, how well that would be. I don't know.
So I'm in I got big in the LSA swap group when I did my swap. And it's so cool to see how many guys, instead of going the diesel route, we all know that diesels can be really expensive, the maintenance, all the nonsense or whatever. But so many of those guys in there will get the 6-liter, the cat eye trucks, and they'll throw the LSA blowers on them and then make them tow pigs. And they're out here towing 15,000 pounds with these LSA blown.
You're making all that torque. Yeah.
Dude, I was like, man, that would be so cool to do that. So I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get rid of the Duramax and go down that road.
Yeah, I just think that, at the end of the day, me personally, I don't drive a truck daily other than my company truck. And so it doesn't really make sense for me to go out and buy something stupid, unless I'm making money. That's the way I always have looked at it. Like, if it's making me money, I'll go get something that's that expensive and nice. Is it nice to know that you're going to make it all the way to Florida? Yeah, but here's the cool thing about this older truck. It's a big block. How long have they made those? If I'm in Alabama, okay, first event of the year, well, we'll pause and get back to that later. But OBS Nationals is going to be in Alabama, right? Talladega.
Yep.
Right. So if we're down there in Talladega, something goes wrong, there is a 99% chance that whatever I need is at a local auto parts store. That's the way I kind of look at it. I know the truck. It's not much different than the 1500. Yeah, there's different heavier components, but it's early Chevy, 90s Chevy. So
I love those interiors too. They were just like a big couch. It's just
Yeah.
like a big cushion in there.
mm-hmm.
Super chill. So yeah, I hope you end up working out. What's the status on that? Have you talked
Actually, he just messaged me some pictures and a video right before we start this, so I'll have to show you afterwards.
Nice.
And we'll have to see.
I like it.
Yeah.
We might be getting two OBS trucks this week.
Yeah. So what's up with that one?
So one of the guys on the We Race Trucks,
Todd Tyler.
yeah, Todd was just randomly threw it up there. He's ready to get rid of it, had to make some room in the shop, and I'm always one for a deal, so we struck a deal on the phone today. Got a nice clean 88 OBS roller.
Yeah, he's like, hop on FaceTime real quick. I'm at the shop. I want to show you this. And I'm like, okay, I'm on interstate. Yeah. And then he answers and all that. I'm like, look, we're going to merge Hunter into this, and he's going to be the eyes. He's the one looking to pick this up. So a little three-way FaceTime, which you can do that, by the way. You can add multiple people.
You can. So I have no idea what the hell we're going to do with that thing, but I'm a glutton for punishment when it comes to projects, as we all are. So
yeah, Dave-O had me dead today whenever
that's pretty
he
funny.
said, my man picking up another project mid-project, my man. I'm like, dude, that had me laughing so hard. That was good. I enjoyed that.
So we'll see what happens. It's not my favorite color. I don't think I've ever owned a red vehicle.
Right.
I actually hate red, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad deal on anybody's part. It's a ripped apart truck, and only people that have a problem that we have would even be interested to pick something up like that to throw it back together. And it's a roller with it's got Dirty Dingo mounts that he's going to throw in there with it. And
see how many miles were on it?
he didn't. No, he didn't. But I mean, it was a good southern truck, and I think the only thing was the cab corner had a little bit.
It's got one cab corner. It's got a little pop through on, but like
the frame's good. The bed's
whatever.
Perfect. Yeah.
It's not all crusty
Clear
underneath.
coat's kind of coming off. That's what we kind of like.
Bed rails are good. Body straight.
Yeah.
So I'm in.
Yeah. So yeah, with what you said, you told me earlier that people have been reaching out about this, and it's kind of crazy where you got to think. We have normal jobs, right? We got families. Again, the holidays. So I've been super busy. We're getting ready to start a shutdown at Ford. I've been there for the past 3 months preparing and doing like a pull ahead while they're still working to pretty much figure out what can be ripped out of this place and what has to stay. With that said, on the 15th of December, Ford's going to go ahead and shut down, and then all of us go in, tradesmen, and start ripping this place apart to prepare to put a brand new, I know, not happy about it, but mid-size EV truck. We don't know exactly what it is, but whatever, right? Regardless, that's where I'll be stuck I've been there for 3 months, and then we'll go into crazy hours for the next 6 months.
It's about to get thick.
Yeah, it's about to get thick. So I'm trying to manage all this. The TikTok, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. It might take a little bit of a slowdown, but I still have to get a truck done. So just because I'm working that schedule, I got to make it happen, and so we paint the frame. We have done, like I said, right now we're installing the TimWorks setup, but without all of our stuff, we'll get into what you have been doing and what you're getting ready to prepare for your winter project. But the group has kind of grown on Facebook, and some of the top hitters are in there. And
yeah, I was talking to somebody about this the other day, and I think it's kind of cool that it's kind of a niche thing. It's not like of course, if you want anybody that wanted to put out an Instagram group, or not an Instagram group, but a Facebook group, you would think you'd want it huge. But now that I've kind of seen the atmosphere, Dude, anybody that is anybody in the truck game is in that group.
It is exactly what you need to build, because that's what I'm getting at is I'm a rookie in the trucks, okay? And yet, we have kind of created this thing. You've been in it a long time, but you've got Rob McGregor in there. You've got some of the hitters in there that have built this, and kind of it's their baby, really, essentially.
Yep.
And with that has been talk with events that have popped out of nowhere. You've got Kyle Cochran talking about something special that he's cooking up. By the way, if you guys haven't seen his track hoe, and I think we've all heard it and seen his first test drive of that thing, and like that thing sounds wicked.
It's nasty.
It doesn't even sound like an LS.
And there's a video. Do you put it on YouTube? Didn't you? Where we're at C10 National?
Yeah, it's on. It's on YouTube, and then
if y'all haven't seen that video, that gives you like a good idea of that thing. It's a full tube chassis. I mean, it's purebred race car. I mean, no joke about it.
It's a pro mod. We'll start playing with him once he starts beating all of us. We'll be like, it's a pro mod, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make a pro mod class for Kyle to run in. You're outlaw forever, dog. Get over it.
But I mean, what Infinite Fab.
Infinite Fab Works.
Yeah, what they've done with that thing and his vision and Nate tuning that thing, it's going to be an animal.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Sure. But with that, all these different people have been talking about bringing up these events, and then you had what was it? Jimmy Day released the other day with F3M, or I think I'm saying that right. But they're going to combine a point series with the
East Coast and West Coast.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's so many things that are popping off right now.
And some of these other events are talking about tagging into them for like a bit of a championship. So I don't know exactly how it's going to work yet. But there's a few events that only run out west, and obviously we have quite a few that are running out east. But then I guess I don't know what they're going to do. If they're going to do it in Texas, they're going to do it somewhere in the middle. I don't know if that's been announced yet. Do you?
No, and I'll tell you, I haven't been able to really stay into it. Again, guys, I'm working like crazy, but it seemed to me like what Rob was talking about was to where, I could be wrong, but depending on where you're at, some of those points you can pick up at certain places. So you don't have to be at the same spot, I guess.
You have to go to all of them.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, that'll be neat. I really hope that Kyle figures out the one for Beach Bend. I don't want Beach Bend to die. And again, if anybody else has heard anything, I don't think anybody else has, because everybody's talked about it 7 ways from Sunday, but it doesn't look like Pro Touring Truck Shootout's going to be coming about.
Yeah, and I mean, that's where everyone started jumping in and was like, I'll help sponsor, I'll throw up some money. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's kind of, that's what shows you back when you asked me on first episode, like, why did you get into this? Well, that right there, we created a group, and people just flock to it, and everyone interacts. That's the coolest thing. Everyone's constantly interacting. It's not just, the people sitting on the sideline just watching from afar. They're actually in there talking, showing stuff. So that's really cool, and I'm excited to see where that goes. And one of the big things that we're extremely happy about is the Autocross Week.
Dude.
So we just found
so awesome. So we're going to hit, which one? Do you remember? I know we're hitting NCM 3 times. So, I mean, that alone is like.
And then it's going to be Nashville, and then Music City. And then
back NCM.
Back at NCM, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be, so anybody that's going to be gone Autocross Week next year, you're going to be seeing our faces.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna do something to where...
That's one we've wanted to do forever, but it's always been so far away. It's been such a trek.
Yeah, because you have to drive on your race tires. Once you leave once you get to the racetrack, you got to get into race mode, and that's it for the rest of the time, and you're driving.
I've never had enough faith in my truck to do that one, but this year we're going to do it. So, but for anybody that doesn't know what Autocross Week is, it's the same as like a lot of these drag weeks that you do. So it's a autocross and drive. So basically it's an endurance thing to where you got to stay together, right? You can't break, and you can't have anybody help you along the way. Well, you can break, but you got to be able to fix it yourself. And whatever you fix it with, I guess really you would have to bring with you. So, I mean, it's awesome with the trucks. For one is, I don't know if we're going to sleep there yet, but like, your sleeping quarters, whether it be a tent or whatever, I know they like a lot of people to sleep at the track.
Yeah,
from what I've heard.
Yeah,
but long story short, all your tools, everything that you need has to come with you. You can't have like a follow rig. You can't have somebody that's driving something else that's bringing parts to make sure you're staying alive. Like, that's not how it works. You have to fix it, drive it, race it, the whole nine.
And you know,
And
you know
is it-
us. You know, we'll probably be working.
Right. Yeah. Well, they're gonna drive for a little bit,
Yeah.
break it, and I'm
Yeah.
curious too. I don't know. I mean, I need to watch more about how it works, but like, I guess you can run. There's a allotted time. So I mean, like, say we get 5 hours of track time, and you make as many runs as you want to get to the number that you feel like is good, and then you can move on. Because like with drag week, they only you make one pass, and if you're good with that
Yeah,
pass, then you move on to
I
the
don't
next.
know. I don't know if that's how they do it. I think they keep it more of a kind of group thing. I'm not sure. I could be, but it seems that way based off. So I've watched some YouTube videos on it and stuff like that, and it seems like they make quite a bit of passes. So, well, I don't know. I'm interested to see, and it's screaming at us like, "Duh, you got to go! It's right here."
1000%.
If you haven't checked it out, check it out. It's an amazing event that a lot of the same people go and do it each year. It's just an experience that I've been wanting to do. I mean, to autocross all week long and drive to each event, it's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
So
That stretch of highway will be fun too.
yeah,
You know something I want to do? I've been thinking about this. Thought about the other day. So I've got the stock ECU in the truck, and it was my goal to change all that out over the winter time. But
yours changed too since last
I don't
time.
know.
Mine too.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do all that or not.
Yeah.
It sounds great, but like I think getting this engine done and getting all the suspension done, I might just be satisfied with making all that work and moving on. But anyway, I thought it would be. I want to get a cruise control module in the truck. I think that would be really neat, especially for that event. The Suburban, remember the 79 Suburban that I had?
Yep.
It had all the stock ECU, and it had this little controller. And if anybody listening knows what I'm talking about, or if they can tell me where to find it, I haven't been able to find it yet. But it was like an inch by inch little controller, and it just had 2 buttons on it to set the screw control, and it was literally just stuck to the dash.
Yep. I remember that.
I was messing with ChatGPT the other day trying to find how to do that, but it really doesn't seem like a whole lot to it. It's like you need it needs to be wired into the reverse light switch, or like the reverse lockout, so you have to push the brake so that way it turns it off when you hit the brake.
Yep.
And then the same with the clutch. So if you hit the clutch at any point in time, it'll shut it off. So you have to wire those 2 things in somehow into the module. But
What was the was that a Gen 3 or Gen 4 5.3? Did it have a throttle cable or was it a electric?
no, it was cable. It was Gen 3.
So then it had some kind of motor or something that was like paralleled to the throttle cable that would actuate that at some point. That's what only I can think of is there was probably a special cable.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it has a special cable that has a little peak coming off of it, some type of tie-in off of it, or it would have slipped on over it and tightened down or whatever, and it would have sit there and floated in between, and then the gear would have grabbed, or however, I don't know. It's something like that, some kind of mechanism.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if we can do it. If we can't, it's no big deal, but it sounded fun.
Yeah, it would be super cool. Yeah, I mean, cruise control and all that stuff, and like, I remember when I first put the truck together, in my head, I'm like, oh, make sure to tape these wires AC, and we're going to put AC. I don't know if we're going to be doing AC.
I'm putting AC on that thing.
I'll tell you, I don't know.
Dude, I have a brand new vintage AC unit in my truck and a brand new compressor. I have got to get it hooked back up.
Yeah, if I was that far, I definitely would be doing it. But
it was in. I had it working for maybe that 1 year. It worked for 1 year, and of course, I spent all the money to get it in there and get it done. But then when I went and changed the supercharger, like I didn't have everything to make it work. So it's just a compressor hanging out.
Yep.
I need that though.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So what are the things right now that you're currently doing to your truck to get it to where you want it? Based off, you're saying I might not do the engine ECU anymore or all that. That can come down later down the road. Let's just do the things that really matter.
Yeah, you know how we had all these big goals, and then you have this budget, and then the budget gets thrown out the window. And anyway, what I wanted to go to a Haltech and get the nice fancy dash in there, and change everything over to drive-by-wire, so you could do all the cool nannies that Nate's been telling me about. But anyway, that's on hold right now. What we have definitely done though is, as most everybody knows, the TCI stuff.
Yep.
Got all the TCI stuff. As of right now, I have all the QA1 stuff sold. Everybody's been blowing me up about wanting that. I was really surprised at how many people wanted that suspension. But I do have a deposit on it. Guy seems pretty interested, so we'll see. But as of right now, I've started the teardown. So got her in here, got all the wheels and tires off. Those will be getting shipped out. I'm going to get the centers redone, and he's going to brush the barrels for me. And I have taken all the brakes, the uppers, the lowers, all that off, and then started disassembling just the electronics, just taking everything apart. Did you label everything? Or I know it's all stock. I'm looking at it, I'm like, most of the stuff is going to plug right back into place.
No,
but at the
on
same
the
time,
LS
I'm like,
no,
not just for ease of.
I just kind of know where it all goes. LSs are real simple. You have a crank sensor, your cam sensor. Your harness is probably just like mine on the Holly. Somehow they probably done like a one wire setup on the
It's
stock
pretty
harness,
basic.
and you just have that one as a key on and also key on hot and cranking hot. Typically that's what that has, and then you'll typically have like a 12-volt source. But I mean, coolant, temperature sensor, like it's not a whole lot.
I mean, there's
right?
only so many places so much stuff can go.
Yeah, and then everything for like your fans and everything, fuel pump, that's our harnesses or our relay setups.
It's been so long since I've taken all this apart, so
yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to save myself the trouble, but anyway. So I think it's kind of gotten reduced to the engine's coming out. The engine is still healthy. It still holds 50 pounds of oil pressure, so I'm not going to mess with it too much. I did have those heads sent off, those 823s. I just want to be able to put the blower directly on the head and get rid of that adapter. So that's definitely going to happen. And then like minimal stuff of, I want the nice beefy coolant pump for the supercharger.
Yeah.
Because it did overheat bad on at C10 Nationals.
Yeah, because it was back to back to back.
It was pulling timing and detonating. That was not good.
Yeah.
So I want to do that, and then I want to put that on a switch on the dash to where if I'm sitting and the truck's off and we just got fans on, I can have a fan pulling through the heat exchanger and running the pump simultaneously, just to cool it off as much as I can.
Yeah.
So that's really all that I'm trying to do. Other than that, everything, is good as of right now.
Well, I'm happy for you. That don't sound like a whole bunch at all.
Yeah, right. It sounds easy on paper, but
Yeah. I mean, since last
you just ain't got that much more to do.
Oh goodness. Since last we were talking.
You got to figure out engine though.
Yeah, I've got the engine, transmissions out. We've got the fuel system removed. All the wiring's pretty much removed. Just because I rushed that in to make it to LS Fest, it's not how I wanted it to be done 100%. We've went ahead and just painted the frame this past weekend. We just did POR 15. I've used it on projects before.
That stuff works so good though.
Yeah, and there's people that will sit there and say that stuff's garbage, it's trash, and then you see these 75-80% of the people saying all that stuff works so great, and then show a photo of 6 years later their frame still looks great. It's all in prep work, and it tells you in the instructions that it's not rated for UV, so you have to do a top coat. We're probably not going to do a top coat. It's going to go underneath the freaking truck. It's a race truck. That's what a lot of these people on some of these groups I'm not going to name, but they're, that looks like trash. Well, it's because you're building a show truck that'll never be raced, and I'm racing a truck that'll be tore apart.
So many people get caught up in the nonsense of like, I got to blow everything apart and like send an entire frame off to powder coat. Like that is utter nonsense to me. Who cares?
What if you crack the powder coat? How are you going to fix that? You're going to be touching it up with some kind of. You're going to rip it all apart to send it back off again. And this is a race truck; it flexes, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think there's anything wrong with someone that wants to do powder coat. Obviously, in my situation, this made the most sense, and it's showing. I think we kind of all have seen that what my content really is doing right now is showing people that you don't have to have a bunch of money. You don't have to go to a special shop. There's nothing wrong with it, and we're going to probably get there to where we're so busy that we're trying to do a build. It's awesome, but there's a tool for every situation. There's a product for every situation. This is just one that I'm doing while working 7 days a week, and I don't feel like having the truck in and out of the garage. It's sitting up on my race ramps, easily accessible. You can do it, right there.
You can get yourself in the weeds to where your project never comes.
Jack Stan Jimmy.
Yeah, Jack Stan Jimmy. You don't want to be Jack Stan Jimmy,
right? And
unless your enjoyment is coming from the build. Our enjoyment comes from the racing. So don't get lost in the weeds on the nonsense.
And with that, I want to make sure to shout out too. So Mike's Custom Coating is local. We actually went to high school with Mike, and that's who we. So we got sponsored by Timworks, right? And those parts are so beautiful, and we want to put this together and do somewhat of a good job, right? So I wanted to make sure to paint the frame, and we went ahead and powder coated all of their kit, and we matched the wheels. So he let me take some swatches home, matched the wheels on the Arc 8, Apex Arc 8, and then I think it was like Highland Bronze, but turned out freaking phenomenal.
Yeah,
and
that's gonna look cool.
We went ahead and did Cerakote on the headers in bronze as well. So that'll be really cool to have, because the Schofelds come non-painted. They're just kind of like a little coating for rust. As soon as we ran them at LS Fest, they start rusting, So they'll be good for now. Shout out to him. He did amazing work. And then he did a really special piece on the core support, new body style fan radiator kind of setup. It's a piece a guy makes on Facebook. If anybody's interested in the comments, let me know. But it actually is molded and fits a OBS core support, and then gives you the provisions to bolt in the MBS fans and radiators. So he went ahead and we had it painted black just to be at LS Fest and C10 Nationals, and he stripped it, cleaned it, primed it, and powdered it, and he put Dapper Dan right there in the center. So when you open the hood and it's embossed, it's unbelievable.
Yeah,
like
it looks
the quality
pretty
that
sweet.
he did. So appreciate all the work he did, and he did it really quick as well. And so that's where we're at right now. Well, what's next? Next is solid cab mounts. So we'll be getting some level 7 solid cab mounts. Also, we're going to be dropping the IRS out. That's going to get some aluminum bushings, or I haven't made up my mind 100%, but it's getting upgraded bushings to where we get rid of all that flex, and then we have to get a taller gear. A lower gear.
So you're gonna buy the whole center section, or what are you gonna do?
It all kind of depends. The budget, right? The budget, but
The budget? What budget?
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem. I think I could get away with just doing another, like finding a I don't know what is it, a SS with like a 390 maybe, but I find where a Z01 comes like a 390 or a 410, and you could just buy that. The SS is aluminum housing. This is all cast iron, like just big.
Wait,
thick,
so you're talking about
beef.
buying the entire
I'm thinking
thing
about
over
it
again?
because I'm thinking while we're here, you do that and make the rear end set up for the 500 horsepower, 550, whatever. It makes it to where I know it's going to hold it, right? So a Z01 makes 650 at the motor. It should, right? Should math, Gorilla math. You got to make it, work for you.
Mm-hmm.
But that's one thing. Long story short on that is at least get the gearing in there. That's what we need. And while I'm there, do the clutches. So that's a lot of work there. We also have to do the BMR control arms to make sure we clearance the wheels. We'll get those, put those on, and see if it gives us enough clearance for the 19x12s. If it doesn't, then your boy's going to have to get freaking new wheels.
So what are you doing?
And that sucks.
What are you doing? Are you checked out on these wheels? Are you worried about them falling apart? Is that or what?
Oh, I'm not running them, dude. The left one is so bad that like most people that do autocross, they've never been on a road course. They might not know a whole bunch. I'm sure some people do, but running 135 mile an hour and then entering a berm on a turn and jumping a curb at a road course.
How much material do you think is missing?
1/8 inch or more. Over an 1/8 inch, probably.
That was a fun ride, wasn't it?
Yeah, over an 1/8 inch, and it 45 right at the curl of the wheel on the inside. It just like taking a rasp or something, file, and just it was like that was all we were doing.
It sounded horrible.
You should have smelled it. It made a it was a
sounded
smell
so bad.
in at C10 Nationals. It was rubbing bad, and the thing was, I couldn't even get to the truck to break loose correctly or do anything because it had all this weight and friction on the wheel. So it was going through the clutch to where one wheel peel. It was just real weird.
And the other one would lock up.
and the smell it made, I was like, what is that? I'm like, I guess that's aluminum being, I don't know, milled out. I don't know. It was weird. And we smelled that in the cab on the straightaway doing 115 mile an hour. I was looking at Michelle, and it was
Everything's fine.
Yeah. We'd pull over in the pit lane and be like, all right. And, we know we toasted them. We might as well have fun. And then we had fun. And then we, through a rod bearing. So when it gets to
Do they make those in 18s?
I'll have to look. I'll look. But again, once we get the arms, that'll tell us if we're going to clear. It should based off of Joe at PSI conversion. And if it doesn't, then yes, we will switch. So right now we're only at $1,000 only for 2 rear wheels. All right. We just, that's what we did, right? But learn from me. See, I did that for the community. So now don't be
everybody
dumb.
knows.
Don't be dumb like me. All right.
What are they, 19s or 20s?
19 by 19 by 12. So they're ET41. So with that being said, that'll take care of the rear. Then we get to the fuel system. I may run the stock system the way I had it, but it again depends on timing and all that. But I really want to do a actual regulator and feed and return line. This one was just a regular one. I got PSI conversion. It's a Tanks Inc. setup. It's a 1960s fuel injected Mustang tank that we made work in the rear. And then we just ran out with a Corvette regulator and sent a -6 up to the front. Easy lickety split. But that also, it's got a 255 that also limits you on the amount of power you can make. And with that, what were we talking about doing? We were talking about, hey, we're going to take this 5.3. I went and found, since we figured out what was wrong with the motor. They haven't heard this yet. So we tore the motor apart and found out it was an actual rod bearing. The bearing had spun. It was bad. I mean, the crank is like 3/16 drop.
A lot of missing material.
Yeah, a lot of material in there. So knew that I was going to have to clean the block really good. The truck made great power. It really did. All the way up to just the low oil pressure started. And we knew the cam bearings were probably toast. I learned, don't listen to the LS community. Oh, don't look at your cam bearings. No, look at them. They're not that bad to change out. Why didn't I change those things? So stupid. But we wrecked the cam that has less than probably 60 miles on it. The whole build probably had 70 miles on it.
He might have a little bit more.
It had more racing than it had driving.
He probably had 150 miles on it.
Yeah, but cam's wiped. I mean, when I took it apart and started hammering out the cam bearings, number one, hammered out like you would expect. Number two, when I put the tool in the journal, it just fell out. It just fell out, so that thing was just, barely holding on.
Like paper thin too, right?
Yeah, we should have taken the time and done that. But the biggest issue was, everyone already has heard this, is the baffle. So making
do you think I think, my personal opinion, like, they were on their way out, the bearings were. But I think if you wouldn't have,
I don't think
oil starved it, it would have hung on a lot.
The only bearings that were going out was the cam bearings. I think that the bottom end bearings were decent. They were worn for the 130,000 miles that the guys told me it had on there. They were. I
think every LS just automatically has 130,000.
Yeah, that's it, man. That's it.
Perfect.
Makes you feel good.
Yeah.
But it was definitely oil starvation that probably caused it. Another thing is, I'm not going to take my LS that's a wet sump over 6,500 anymore either. I don't think. I think that keeping it there at that level is probably the smartest choice. I
think mine redlines at like 7,100 or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to do a little bit more research, but I think in high G turns without a baffle at 7,000 or whatever is probably not
recipe for disaster.
Yeah. So just got to know what you're doing. And shout out to Tim Dickus. He called it. He said, that is it's not going to work, bud. Put it in. He said
throw it away.
He said, pull the motor back out. And I
I
said, are you serious? He said, absolutely. I pulled the motor back out. I was like, bro, I don't have any. He goes, I'm just telling you. He goes, it happened to me. Same thing happened to me. Hunter hasn't had any problems, and he didn't have a baffle before the supercharger.
Yes. So I don't know how. Well, I wasn't running on any tracks like you ran on that one either. Like there was no tracks.
Yeah, it was our local SCCA stuff.
It wasn't a banked corner at 120 miles an hour. So yeah. I don't know how. I hope we don't find anything that we don't want to see, but I don't know.
Yeah. Only time will tell.
Yeah. I almost don't. It's almost like bad. I don't know. I might not do anything. Actually, I'm not going to. The heads are going to come off, and the new head is going to go right down on there, and then we're just going to put it back together, and we're going to stick it right back in there.
There you go.
I do need to change the oil pan gasket, but other than that, just going to send it.
So with our 5.3, I found a good deal on Gen 4 rotating assembly for like $500. That was all cleaned and inspected and, polished. Everything was good. New rings, new bearings, everything to put that bottom end back in fresh, right? Because we tore up the crank. So in my head, I'm like, all right, well, I'll clean the block. I don't know about you, have you've called a couple machine shops. I've called.
Dude, machine shops are such a pain.
Like,
in the
if
ass
we
to
want to
deal
make
with.
a lot of money, I think we just need to.
Is it just around here that they all suck, or let me take this back. There's like one really good one, and to get anyone to touch anything at that shop, you're like a year and a half away.
Yeah, 6 months to a year at least. I think that's like, it should be screaming to those owners, hey,
We should grow.
And make more money and work less and take care of our area better. I don't know. So might be a good, that would probably be a really good thing to get involved with. But
yeah, invest our money in a machine shop.
So with that being said, you can clean it at home. There's so many people that are so on the professional way only, and they forget how hot rodding started.
Yep.
You can do. I've done multiple motors at home, and they've all worked out, right? So you can take your plugs out, deep clean everything, spray everything. You can make at home hot tanks, bunch of different options. So I was going to go down that route, and I was going to go ahead and do that. I was going to throw the Gen 4 stuff in there and then put it all back together, have to spend another $2,000 on BTR parts and oil pumps and this and that and this. And then I actually found a machine shop that said for $700 they would clean it, hone it, deck it, do all this stuff, right? Install the cam bearings. Heck, if it's already there, might as well have them do it for $700, and they could have me done in about 2 weeks. I was like, man. He's like, that's kind of a small job for us, and we try to fit those in. Another thing I've learned, they all lie to you.
They all lie. They're all liars.
They'll tell you, oh, we'll get that done.
3 weeks, we have it done.
Yeah.
It's more like 4 months.
And they ain't touched it, right? They just get you in the door. So once
Sons
I
of
started
bitches.
to see what that looked like for me to make my goal, I want to make 500. I'd like to make 500. So once I put that on a whiteboard, I'm like, okay, this is what this will cost for the BTR parts and the gaskets and the head studs and all that kind of stuff, right? Oil pump, everything going back in. All right, you got to think. I'm going to do valve covers because it's got the baffle in there and you can't access it.
Yep.
How am I going to clean that all out? Trunnions, lifters are all toast. Everything's toast. So learn from me. So I'm doing the math on that. I'm like, with a blower, say like a Torque Storm, I'm at like $8,200 in a 5.3.
Yeah, it happens fast.
And some could argue, well, you'll already have the
LS3.
blower, and if something happens to 5.3, you can just get another 5.3. And where I'm at right now, I really want to enjoy 26. And I started looking at other options. So LS3 is definitely comes up there, right? It's like, man, LS3, that would be super awesome.
Yep.
I'd like to get away from the used stuff and just kind of get something I know is going to work that I've taken care of. A brand new motor can go just as easy as a used one. We all know that. It's a luck of a draw of what you get. But I started looking at it a different way, going, hey, what would an LS3 cost if I was to do a crate LS3?
Big
Okay,
money.
because I didn't realize a 5.3 got me to $8,200. So how much more am I just to have a nice running, take 100 pounds off the front end? It's going to have better turn in, all that kind of stuff. So then I started to look at that 5.25. I'm like, man, that's pretty stout, and it's pretty stout on the price too. And what that got me to was a short block I found that ATK makes. It's on Summit and they're readily available. You can get them at LQ4 or LQ9, so one lower compression, one higher compression to flat tops. And I start thinking, I'm like, man, so it's $3,100, brand new to my door. I'm going to be working 7 days a week. I don't have time. I literally will be at work at 6 in the morning till 7 o'clock at night.
You're
right?
still going to have to change cam on that, though, right?
Correct. There's no cam. Right, correct. So I'll be able to do a hot cam. Like what I put in there was a Chuck Norris. It was me being safe because I had so much stuff I was ordering at one time. I wanted something that wouldn't be like, man, I can't believe I took away all my low end grunt with a little 5.3 because it's a super high up top can. So we'll probably do, and this is my thought, 6 liter LQ9. I have 243s. Depending on how things go, could just be bolting those back on, getting them like maybe resurfaced or something. If that guy that's the 2-week guy can do that, I don't know. But I'm thinking I feel better sending them off to have them like port and polished. You know, I don't know, maybe K-Tech or Frankenstein. The price is pretty crazy, but you're getting some pretty good heads that should work with the future, you know?
You can get a port and polish and a valve job. I think it was like $1,500.
Yep. So it's like stage 1 was something like that, 1,600, and then stage 2 was like 2,200. And I think it flowed like, I can't remember, 325 or something, 318, somewhere in there. So good numbers. So that's an option that we came out with about the same price as the 5.3. And so it's like, do you get this brand new block?
I'm still
everything
up in the air.
new.
I'm still up on the air between the brand new LQ9 and the used LS3.
Yeah.
And the only reason is like if you get a pull-out LS3, it's a little bit different than a junkyard LQ4 or a 5.3. Like they're yanking those out of everything left and right. Like whoever pulls an LS3 out of like a Camaro or something is gonna, I feel like, would document it pretty good. And like usually those guys are like a niche market. So I think maybe that might be a good route to go, but it is, you still do have that.
Yeah, you know, when he pulls the LS3 out of the or the L99 or whatever it is out of Mac version out of that thing, and it didn't go out to an intersection and just see donuts at the limiter at all these freaking car shows these young kids are doing, you know? It's just in there getting beat off the limiter.
And then you're going to pay like...
It's only got 47,000 miles, you know?
It was a whore for 40,000
It's funny to be on the other side, like coming from Ford side to Chevy side, and to think about like pullouts, like, you know, most of those Mustangs, like they get beat on. You know, it's the same thing, but we want it to come from that retired man that just babied it and, you know, ran it every once in a while on the highway. And
I'd still keep an eye out though. You never know what could come up.
Yeah. So I can't decide what I want. It's right around there. We got some time. I'm getting ready to be working all this crazy overtime, and they're putting maybe per diem on the job, so that could change things. And, you know, again, I'm not making money doing this. This is all for fun, so I got to make the right choices. I would like to get to that 500 horsepower mark, and we know we could do it with the LS3. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. So,
well, I'm rooting for you.
Yeah, I mean, we need all we can get at this point. And, you know, I got a few other little things that I need to fix from the last time. The master cylinder, it was hanging up. You know, I put pretty much the push rod was a little bit too long because we put that rubber bushing little piece in there, and it was just pressing a little bit. So we'll remove that. Run the new brake lines. I'm going to do those with Jesse's. I've already removed all the old brake lines. We'll get his new soft line kit. So I've got a lot to do, and I'll be working every day at work, and then have to come home at 7 o'clock at night and be like, let's get it, and then wake up at probably 4:30 in the morning. So,
well, we got some decent friends that feel like helping us right now, apparently.
Yeah.
And if there's anybody out there that wants to come help us wrench on our trucks, I'll let you know where I live, and you can come help me.
Yeah. Oh my goodness!
You ain't got nothing to do on a Saturday afternoon,
right?
Well,
it's fun. It's so fun, guys.
It is.
It's a blast.
It is fun too.
It is.
You know, it's more fun right now. Like it's almost therapeutic through the night when I started tearing stuff apart. I've had this stuff together and apart so many times now. I know exactly how to do everything. That makes it like it is nice to just chill. Like I used to like to have 15 people around and like everybody attack it. Not to say that sometimes I still do enjoy that, but there's also those times where I come out here by myself. I don't turn any music on. Like it's just silence. And I just come out here and wrench on this thing. And sometimes that is so therapeutic for me when everything works. So, but you know how that goes. Sometimes it sucks and sometimes it's fun. Recently, I've had a good stretch. I got the RV put away, and it's still not where it needs to be. Thinking of like a cool tow pig. If you think that you should go out and buy a toter home, don't. unless you have like $150,000 that you just want to blow.
So
My experience hasn't been so great with that, unfortunately, and don't need to demonize all of them, but golly, that one sucked.
I haven't seen a good example of owning a camper since I've been
Dude,
around.
every
mean,
one that I
don't care
have,
if it's a pop up, if it's a in bed, if it's a
just
pull
don't
behind.
do it.
I mean, we rent every year at LS Fest. We rent a Class C, and every one of them are junk. I mean,
they're like brand new.
A 25,
Yeah.
24, 25, and it's leaking. I'm like, this can't be real life.
If you don't have a place to store a camper or anything like that, don't even buy it because it's going to be an entire shit show, just to be frank. I've had 3 units now, and every single one of them has leaked. There's been massive plumbing problems in each one of them. Like, it's not fun. It's bad for your mental health. Don't do it.
I think the best, me and Michelle have talked about, the best setup. I do think with us not having kids, a truck bed, camper would work if you could get one to where you're not going to lose your butt and
store it and have a place to store it.
Yeah, exactly. Have a place to store it. It would work out to be able to pull the trailer. But what we've always said was an enclosed, and make your own camper with an enclosed to where you pull the truck out, you put the awning out, the truck sits underneath that, or it doesn't. That's your hangout patio.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you shut it, you have a mini split
AC,
and AC or whatever, and you could do it that way because it's all metal. You don't have to worry about any kind of rot. He's the pro. You're the pro at fixing wood and campers.
Bro, I'm a certified RV technician at this point. Like, I've fixed so much rot in so many campers. Like, I am gotten very, very good at it at this point, but I don't want to do it anymore. But like to what you said, if I were to, the next thing that we get is, like, I grew up in the horse family. So they always had horse trailers, and we always had campers, or not campers, but they always had, like, the front half of the horse trailer was your living quarters.
Yep.
Had a little dinette, had bed over the gooseneck, and like a couch or something that pulled out right there. Well, a lot of these horse trailer companies are making toter homes now, or not toter homes, but pull behinds that are built just like a horse trailer.
Right.
So, like, Sundowner is one of a huge horse trailer manufacturer, and they're making those now. Now, they're expensive, but they are so nice. And the entire thing is all aluminum construction. So they're put together a whole lot better than a lot of these fiberglass campers and RVs are these days. So a lot of the problems that you have with the toter homes, every single one of the toter homes that I've seen that are like a diesel cab over or pushers, is they're all fiberglass construction. Once any type of water gets into that wood and fiberglass construction, it is a nightmare. And there's no like, let's just patch a spot. No, it's like ripping the entire side of it off and then gluing it all back together. So with a aluminum construction with some of these, you can either, for one, your outer shell is always going to be really solid, or if you have to like cut out some rivets and put in a new piece, but really all that you're fixing on the interior, if it does have a leak, is just you patch things. It's small. You could take a panel out and fix the interior panel. It's just not the same deal. But long story short, you can get one of those Sundowners, and they're like, they start at like 70. So you can get a good used one for like 65, 70. That's not far off from what I spent.
Right. So you're saying there's people that actually get to go use their camper, and they're not calling Camper World or running to Lowe's or Menards. Like, while you're racing, you're literally, your wife, Madison's like, there's water everywhere. And you're like, all right, got the helmet. Go here, pick this up, and then I'll be right back. And then we go race, and then, okay, we come back. And then next thing you know, it's like, now we got to work on a camper.
Dude,
It doesn't make it fun.
I worked on that thing for 3 months before LS Fest to get it done.
It was all new, all good.
We didn't get to use any of the shit that I fixed. I gutted the entire bathroom in that thing, built everything new, and none of it worked. Like the old plumbing that was underneath the shower blew out as soon as we hooked it up when we got there. So we had to shower in the bathhouse the entire weekend. All we did is sleep in that damn thing.
It was definitely unfortunate.
Dude,
it was
you want to talk about like a blow to your man? I mean, that was like a straight kick in the sack. I mean,
it was rough. Luckily, we were right across. we were neighbors, and we had everything working. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things that, in my opinion, I've been around it enough. I've never owned one, but I've been in many. We've rented them, and they've always had problems. It's like, what it is, and it seems on these ones they rent, it's a way that they can have someone else pay for their camper, and they use it. So it's being used so much between renting and them using it that, a 2025 or 2024 is old.
Well, everybody knows what everybody does with a rental car. Imagine what people do with a rental RV.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd rather not.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'd rather not. But
so yeah, we've got the sim rigs fired up. We haven't had much time to use them yet, but we need to get in there. And man, I really want to. I wish we could get. So we have a truck that you found a long time ago that looks just like my truck.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, it doesn't feel much like my truck.
No, it's built for drifting. It's just a fun thing.
Yeah, it looks cool. But anyway, I haven't gotten any. Nate's what do you call that? His server, I guess. Has been pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
We got a buddy Nate that's got all kinds of stuff loaded up. I mean, we really need to get NCM on there. I'd like to do that. Do some practice.
There's apparently an NCM that is good. The ones you can get on there and download, it's all right. It's not even all right. I'll be honest with you. It works.
It's shit.
It works, but it's not. The feeling's not the same for me. For example, the Putnam Park we run at, that one's good. That one really feels good. It seems that it's pretty spot on. There's one little spot there after the straightaway where the asphalt gets real weird. I don't know if that was when they modeled it and the guy made it or whoever made it. I don't know exactly. But the NCM one, there's apparently a new one, but you have to get on this guy's Patreon or something and pay. It seemed crazy to me to pay for it, the price that he was asking. So, but I mean, it takes a lot of specialized stuff.
Oh, it's not easy to put together. We did the Tail of the Dragon and Miatas the other day. That was a lot of fun.
That was sick.
I can't believe somebody had modeled the entire Tail of the Dragon.
Yeah, that was cool. And we were just ripping through there, first, second. Every once in a while you get the third and right back down the second. So
it was a good time. I went off in the weeds a couple times too.
Yeah, I want to go and do that.
I definitely want to go to Tail of the Dragon. We need to make a trip. That's definitely one that should be on the bucket list next year.
Yeah.
Do it in the truck would be cool. I'd also like to do it in the Miata.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to have the Miata back together.
I know you like those little Miatas. I know.
Yeah. I mean, you can't say shit with your 4-cylinder Mustang. So
I know.
It's like the same. It's in the same exact
We go
ballpark.
back and forth. It's hilarious. I love it. I do. I love the Miata. And Hunter has drove the Mustang and he's enjoyed it. So
yeah, it's fun. The boost in that thing is crazy.
Yeah.
I would love to have a boosted Miata.
Yeah.
And I have no shame
EcoBoost.
talking on here on this podcast about Miatas, and I don't care what any of y'all think about it either.
Good job, Miata. Oh, goodness.
Dude, I got that thing back together the other day, and I went and drove it for like an hour, and I had a smile on my face the entire time.
Yep.
There's so much fun.
And if anybody, I'm sure Nate would get the server going for any of the guys that want to sim race in the group.
Yeah, for sure. If y'all want to get on there one night, that would be cool if we could get like a something we've always wanted to do or something I've always wanted to do is have a dedicated night. Say it was like Wednesdays or Thursdays, and we had it at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, whatever, and we'll do a 2-series race with 2 different cars.
Yep.
So if we had enough people to get on there and do that, we would definitely do it. So if any of the guys in the group want to dabble in some sim racing or have any rigs, hit us up.
Yeah, I could do something that time because, like I said, by the time I get off, I could probably make that work for sure.
Dude, he has some gnarly cars in there. There's an Honda S2000 that is turbocharged and is covered in aero. Dude, that thing is insanity.
It is.
It is pure insanity.
It's my favorite car on Assetto Corsa.
Oh my gosh, it's an absolute blast.
It's the only thing I go to anymore. Like, I just don't care to drive.
There's like GT3 Cup cars on there, and none of them are anything like that.
Dude, this thing is in boost, and it is It's just... You're like, wow. And it's like no traction. We've been playing with the alignment to get it to take, and I finally figured it out. You got to pinch the rear toe in to get some traction, but this thing is stupid fast.
You can put like 40 degrees in camber in the front of that thing too.
Yeah, I can't remember what I ran at Lime Rock. It was like ran like a 40. Was it a 45?
No.
48.5.
Oh, okay.
48.2. 48.2. I got 48.2. That's cooking. That was pretty
Yeah,
quick.
Lime Rock's one of our favorite. I love that track. I love getting on there and just getting down. But yeah, you get like 5 or 6 people in there, and we don't have to even. I mean, if we just got like 5 or 6 people in there to get on there and just run for an hour.
Oh yeah, it's just cool to get on Discord and talk bull crap, and then just sim racing is like one of those things. Obviously, if we all got on there and we ain't been practicing, we're gonna be looping out, and, So, but it would be cool to get a series together to where at least we can do it each week, once a week or whatever it is. By the 4th week, people probably will get more in tune and doing it, and then you actually have some pretty cool little races. We like running the Miata races. Like, it's just because it comes down to how much of the track can you use and keep that momentum, because it's the same powered car. So, like, I have to pass you. You have to make a mistake, and I have to succeed.
Well, the good thing about the MX5 Cup on iRacing too is a lot of people get into the sim rigs and they feel like they're playing Grand Theft Auto, and you just mat it to the floor, right? Like, you can't do that in these rigs. You're just going to be in the weeds the entire time. So the Miata kind of gets you to understand how to appreciate the car and like what it'll do, when it'll do it, shift patterns, all that kind of stuff, to understand, okay, I have to be gingerly, I have to understand my lines and all that kind of stuff. And you'd also teach you how to draft and so on and so forth.
Yeah, I mean, I love when people come over the house and they get on the simulator for the first time and they're wrecking and they're like, man, I just can't.
This is stupid.
Yeah.
I hate this.
And I'm like, would you take that turn in your real car at 130?
Yeah.
I don't think you would.
You wouldn't.
Yeah, so you have to disassociate from us growing up with video games and all this stuff. And, it's like Hunter, first time you did the drifting on a set of Corsa, he's like, this doesn't even feel real. It's like almost every pro drift driver uses this game. It's just getting your brain used to not treating it like a video game is what it is. And once you figure it out, it's a ball. And it's some of the best competition. Like, anyone that races gets the butterflies before a race, or like anytime I do like a time trial or HPDE event, before you go out, like, you get the butterflies. And this, when you take it serious, because it can affect your record on iRacing and you're trying to move your license up, you get that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and you're on the bumper of somebody and coming into the brake zone, like, you're guessing, where's he going to hit? Like, I don't want to brake early, but I don't want to run in the back of this guy either. So
NASCAR's been one we've had a lot of fun with too. I never thought I would ever have fun running NASCAR, but NASCAR on iRacing is an absolute blast.
Oh,
and it's just like, expect like Call of Duty. Like, you don't hear a lot of people talk a lot of shit in the MX5 Cup, but you get in the NASCAR in the open Discord, dude, people are absolute animals in there.
Oh my gosh,
it's so much fun.
Yeah, it is.
Especially in the trucks. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
So fun.
In VR, it is insane. That is like, in NASCAR and VR is just unbelievable. Like you said, you would never think that. I didn't like NASCAR much before I started doing that. And the strategic, like, you're sitting there, and if you get out by yourself, say that you're in 4th and 1st, 2nd, 3rd are way out there, like, for you to advance is like almost impossible.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many key plays that you actually might have to drop back a couple positions, get in a good lineup with those, 4th, 5th, 6th, and now you're in 7th or you're in 6th, whatever, and work together as a team. It's a team effort to get up there. It's crazy how strategic it is.
Yeah,
so
a lot of fun.
But
all right, boys. Well, we want to keep you. Let's keep the chat rolling in the good old We Race Trucks page. We've like I said, I appreciated everybody getting there and talking, and like I said, the love that everyone shared with us of keep it going. So.
Yeah, and we just want to kind of do a freestyle one, just kind of talk about whatever, and we got some more topics that we'd like to talk about. And
we're gonna get some people in here too,
for sure, definitely. So. Hope everybody has a good Christmas and Happy New Year.
All right, boys. We'll holler at you on the next one.
See ya.